And don't forget, have some good content, y'all. And clean up those rooms. Hey, beautiful people. Today I just want to talk to you very quickly about just some quick tips to remember, particularly for the new YouTube creators. Just a few quick tips for you to remember when you're filming and when you're editing. That's it. Stay with me, okay? Stay with me, all right? Hold on. I won't be long, okay? First, one of the things I want you to remember, and everything is not necessarily in, excuse me, everything is not necessarily in this order, okay? It's just some of the things that I have gone through, or some advice that I was given when I first started YouTube, and I'm still a new YouTube creator. But like I said, just bear with me. Thank you so much for joining me as well, okay? One of the things is when you get ready to do, and I'm talking about when you're getting ready to do YouTube videos, and particularly mukbangs, ASMRs, challenges, story times, vlogs. I'm naming the things that I do. Mock pressions, lip syncs. When you're doing these videos for YouTube, the YouTube videos, I just want to share with you some of the things that I ran into, and hopefully you won't make these same mistakes, okay? Not all of them are mistakes, but some of them, excuse me, some of them just are some tips. That's all. So, here we go. Number one, appearance. Your appearance for the camera, appearance for the camera. That's just, my opinion, all right? Another thing is I have backdrops. It's always a good, it's always good when you're filming, when you're doing vlogs or live videos and so forth. It's just for someone to see some type of background. If you're filming outside, if you're by the water or whatever, depending on what type of video it is. However, backdrops, I buy backdrops, particularly through Amazon. You can also get backdrops through Etsy, E-T-S-Y, and mostly through Amazon I get my backdrops. I also use fabrics. Walmart has pre-cut fabrics already rolled up and priced. I believe they're like 1.5 yards or something like, or a few yards, but it's less than $5. And I've used those as backdrops. Or you can use your natural scenery for backdrops, or even your background. Me personally, I try to have some type of background. If I don't have a backdrop, I'll have something on attire-wise, Supreme, attire-wise to, for optics, okay? Another thing is lighting. Your lighting, your setting, and, make sure that you have, if you're using your phone, which a lot of people started off using their phone, and there are YouTube creators out there who are seasoned YouTube creators, and they started off using their phone, and some still use their phone, and they take awesome videos and stuff, and it's really good. I just learned how to take that black square. You see some videos and it's just the person, and then you see on the side it's just a black background. I just learned how to take that off doing editing. Doing editing, there's a little icon, and if you click on that icon, it'll say either you want that photo to fit that video, or you want to remove that black content there, and you can remove it, So I just, like I said, just a couple of months ago, I discovered that. So it's just not one dimensional. You know, I like to see the whole video. Okay, so, and then the lighting, what I've learned is with the lighting, the light has to be in front of your face. And I learned that when I used to, started off videoing out in town, going to restaurants and stuff like that. And I had my GoPro. So I noticed, you know, wherever I would sit, once I started editing my videos, and I saw how, you know, okay, I need to sit in this area in order for, you know, me to have some lighting. And I realized that if I sat in front of the window where the light was, it was better. Okay, so you got the lighting, the setting. Make sure, like I say, if you're doing a flash. And speaking of phones, make sure that your flash is on. And speaking of phones, I just heard on the news this morning that the iPhone 12, the 12, if you have a pacemaker, or if you have an a pacemaker or implanted defibrillator, it's a no-no. It's a no-no for us. It's a no-no for us to use to use that because of the magnets in there. And for those of you who do not know, if you have a defibrillator implanted, then we have to be careful of magnets. That's like going into the store. You know, they have the security, and if you know, you may go through there and may have a tag or something on it and it beeps. Like going through there, going through the airports, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'll tell you about, I have some stories to tell you about when I first got mine and things that I went through. But anyway, I'm digressing. I'm going to go on. Make sure that your audio is on. Make sure that your audio is on. And you can see from my previous video when I talked about the equipment and stuff that I have. Now, you all know things can happen at a whim, and I'll tell you about that as I go along. Audio, make sure that your audio is on. Make sure that it's focused the way that it needs to be focused. And most cameras and stuff will tell you if you have your lens camera on. I know mine does. Make sure that your lens cover is removed. And if you're doing an ASMR, make sure that you connect your audio, which I do it Audacity. That's the program that I use when I'm doing the ASMRs. I plug the mic into the my laptop computer to do my ASMRs. And one of the main things, if you're starting out especially, make sure that you have some content. Make sure that you know what you want your channel to be about. What is it that you like to do? If you like to bake cookies, if that's what you love to do a channel focused around baking cookies, and maybe going to learn different techniques from other cultures with different type of cookies, you know, for dessert and stuff like that. You know, almost like a traveling type connoisseur of cookies. But if you make them by yourself, and if you wanted to be, you know, wanted it to be a business, then hey, go for it. Go for it and plan your video around that now, or your channel around that. Now with me, everyone knows that watch my channel, or you're a subscriber, you know that the reason that I started my channel is to help people with heart disease, because I have congestive heart failure and I have a defibrillator. And so I wanted to do something that I can reach more than one person. But I wanted, really just one person. But if I could reach more than one person, that was awesome. So I wanted to do something for others, because my life is built around serving others. All right, so make sure you have a topic that you want to talk about, or content, have some type of content. You know, if you want to educate, you know, educate your viewers and things like that. And speaking of viewers, make sure that you interact with your viewers. You know, some people, they don't interact with their viewers on the channel. You know, that's what the comments are for. When they commenting, ask, oh, excuse me, ask them, pardon me, y'all know, excuse me, y'all know what's not far behind. Wait a minute, my throat is a little parched. Ask your viewers what it is that they would like to see on your channel. If you do mukbangs, maybe they would like to see you eat something differently. Like I always ask my viewers, what else would you like to see me do on my channel? What would you like to see me, you know, what other foods would you like to see me eat? Because I love trying different foods. And speaking of the viewers and stuff, please don't ask people to comment if you don't have thick skin. If your feelings are hurt easily, then maybe YouTube isn't for you. Because remember, you are in your own space. Okay? You are in your own space. And it's just things that you do daily, but you just have it on camera. You know, so interact with your viewers and don't solicit their for advice and stuff from them. And then when they comment, you all in a hussy fit. And you know, speaking of comments, don't worry about, because you know you're always going to have people. Everybody's not going to like what you do. Everybody, sometimes people, they'll subscribe to you 1 minute and unsubscribe to you the next minute. Heck, it could be that maybe they didn't like the way you ate their food that day, or they didn't like what you had on, or they didn't like what you said, or they don't like that you subscribe to somebody, to one of their nemesis. You do you, because always know that is your channel. What you put in that channel is what we're going to see. And we're only going to see what we're only going to comment on what we see, because we don't know you. All right? So we want to make sure that don't solicit the advice if you don't want the advice or don't want the comments, because, you know, it's all kind of people out there. And when you get ready to edit, and I've made this mistake, that's why I know. When you get ready to edit, make sure that you do not delete that edited video before you publish it to YouTube. Because I made the mistake of that just not too long ago. And, well, I had started to delete them before I published them, and then something said, oh, don't do that this time, and luckily I didn't. And so I went to publish it to YouTube, and it was saying it was corrupt or something like that. They couldn't read it. So I had to go back to my editor, and luckily it was there. Because apparently on my thumb drive, because I put them on my thumb drive and then published them onto YouTube. So luckily it was there, and I was able to publish that video. But so many things can happen, so many things can go wrong. For example, like I told you all, that video when I told you about the equipment and so forth, I lost my GoPro, and I had to go and buy another GoPro. Thank you, Jesus. So at the time, so I've got another GoPro, and I went to film. This is the second time I'm filming this particular video. Okay, this this particular video, because you know I've lost my SD card. I don't know why I'm good for losing my SD card, from going from one room to the other. So I lost my SD card. Upon losing my SD card, I had two videos on there. One is where I was trying the black bean noodles, and this is just some things that can go wrong. Black bean noodles. And I did that. It was on that SD. It was on that SD card, and I did this video. a video, this same video, and so I lost the SD card that those 2 videos was on. But you know, I was a little like, whew. I was in my feelings for a minute. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was in my feelings for a second. However, I had to regroup. So that's why I'm doing this for the second time. So another thing is, when you're doing a video, it's really important not to let the music and stuff override your message. You know, if you're trying to tell us something, you could be trying to give us an important message, tell us an important message and everything, but you know, you have music in the background, or if you have noise distraction in the background, noise distraction. And speaking of backgrounds, I talked about the backdrops early on. Backgrounds and backdrops are really important. And if you want to really do this YouTube thing, you know, if you want to if you want to do it continuously, okay, that's very important. And with that said, clean up those rooms. If you're gonna film, if you're gonna do a video, clean up those rooms, please. Or just, if you don't want to clean up, just go to the back of a wall. Put your back up against the wall, and that way you won't have any, you know, any other surroundings. Okay? Put your back up against the wall. But that's not where I have my back up against the wall. Okay? I'm in my she shed, y'all. Okay, so another thing is, remember to charge your recording device. Today, while setting up, I kept checking to where when I got ready to film, it clicked off because my battery wasn't charged. Now, I had charged it yesterday, because what I do is I charge my device, which I'm using my Sony 405 camcorder. So I'm charging my device. I charge my device as soon as I'm finished with my video. I put it on charge for the next video. You know, and that way I won't forget, you know. I'm not the YouTube police, but speaking of comments and stuff, I'm saying avoid offensive content. New YouTube creators, avoid offensive content, and they have that on the guidelines for YouTube. And I say that because I'm a woman of a certain age, and I you know, there is a whole lot of vocabulary words out there other than flim flam this, you know. And me personally, I tend to avoid videos that are offensive. If they do something if it's offensive to me, if I watch a video and it's offensive to me, I don't comment on somebody's page saying, you know, why are you doing this? It's not, because that's that person's channel. That is that person's channel. They're going to do whatever they want to, and it's not your business. Because you're not the YouTube police. What do? I kindly go to the next video to watch. There's no need to bash someone about that. Apparently, that's what they want their video to be about. If they want their video to be about bashing somebody else, and it may be somebody that you know, another YouTuber or whatever, it's not your place. Because I know this dog don't be in that fight. It's not your place to say, well, you know, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, because again, that is their channel. They're going to run it. That's why they tell you, get your channel, and then you can run it however you want to. You know? Because you're going to find people in your comments sometimes, and, you know, they don't have a YouTube channel, but they have a lot to say about what your channel is about. stay true to you. Stay true to you, not anyone else, because that's your channel. All right, I'm almost done. Just continue to bear with me, please. Don't forget your SD card like I did today. Don't forget your SD card if you're using a camera. I know a lot of the younger generation and stuff, I know they use their phones, and that's awesome. But I just can't deal with the little writing and squinching of the eyes and all that. So the Sony works really well. Really, I mean, I just love the Sony 405 camcorder. You will see that in my, you check that out in my previous video that I did. Also, prep yourself. Plan and organize, you know. Make sure that you have prepped space for the location for your video. Like if you want to, you say, oh, okay, I want to shoot a video outside. Okay, so where do you want to shoot a video outside? You know, planning, I'm going to the park today. I'm going to, you know, the park. I'm going to eat this today. You know, when you plan it, and it's not on a whim, what you're going to eat, where you're going to go, it's less stressful, and when it's organized, it just works out better. It's much smoother. It works out very smooth for you. Also, be consistent. That was one of the main things I was told by seasoned YouTubers when I started YouTube. One of the main things they said was to be consistent. And I get it, because so much stuff happens. Sometimes it takes YouTube long time for, the videos to upload. Sometimes you get ready to film and your battery is not charged. Sometimes you don't have an SD card, or your SD card is full, you know. But if you prep before and know what you're going to talk about and know what you're going to have for a background or backdrop, you know, when you know all these things, or if you're going to eat, you know what your menu is going to be, so you can go ahead and ahead of time. Because like I said, so many things could happen. But you can do it. You can do it. Almost done. For the second time, almost done. You know, 3 strikes, that's it, right? So bear with me, almost done. Be consistent and always, you know, sometimes, another piece of advice that I was given was, when I started my YouTube channel, was not only to be consistent, like, don't put out a video and then nobody hear from you for a month. And then, you know, you're worried and you're thinking, why I'm not getting any views? Well, you know, you need to be consistent. And I know that I told my viewers and my subscribers that I plan to have 3 to 4 videos out a week. And I have been pretty much consistent in it. However, sometimes things happen because I have a life outside of YouTube. You know, YouTube is not, and that's one of the things I wanted to say to you. If you are doing a YouTube because, you know, you're saying, oh man, I want to make some money real fast, or, you know, if you're doing it for that, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. You know, you make a mistake when you make YouTube your source of income. You know, when you have to depend on that. Never make yourself a slave to no one. Never make yourself a slave to your job that you have now. Never make yourself a slave to YouTube, to Instagram, to any of those things. And by that, I mean never be like, well, you know, I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my rent unless I get these views, so I gotta hurry up. And that is stressful. That has to be stressful. And I know a lot of YouTubers on here, and that's what they do. You're stressing yourself out. You're stressing yourself out when you do that. Relax and have fun. and do trends. If there's some things that I can do, like I've done the baby food challenge, or if there are things that I can do that's not going to cause me harm, due to my health condition, I absolutely will do it. And I have done it, and I will continue to do it. Also, shout out other content creators and go and check out and see what they're doing. See what they're doing, and comment to them. Give them good comments, or and if you subscribe to them and you enjoy their content and stuff, share it. That's what it's all about. Share it. And remember, nobody is any more special than you are. There's a lot of people. There's people making money on these YouTube streets, and there's nothing wrong with it. Just remember, don't compare yourself to someone else. Don't compare don't compare saying, oh man, I only got these many subscribers, or I only have these many views. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I would like to I know that I will become monetized one day. And I'm going to be just tickle pink. But the reason that I for my YouTube channel makes it all more special. And one other thing I want to tell you is, if you're too tired to film, because I know you've seen people come on their channel and the first thing they do is say, oh, y'all, I'm so tired. Oh, I really didn't want to do this, but oh man, I didn't want to disappoint y'all. Well, you're disappointing me by getting on there, and I'm thrilled to see you, and you getting on there and you looking a hot mess, and you feeling a hot mess. We all have our days. Some of us have more of those days than others. I get it. I understand. But hey, me personally, I don't get in front of the camera if my mental state is not there, because I project that out onto my audience, and that's not what I want. I want you to be able to click on my channel and be like, yeah, there she is, where you been? I want you to be able to do that. So just have fun. Have some humility. Be humble, because money is not everything. Let me tell you something. I've been around the wealthy. I've been around the rich. I've been around the poor. I lived in different situations. I've traveled different places, seen different cultures and stuff, how they live. And I can tell you, the rich and the wealthy, they don't complain or tell anyone that they were rich or wealthy. That's just not how they do. Have you ever seen a person maybe in just some jeans and in a shirt or something, and millionaire? And then on top of that, let me tell you something too. When you compare yourself, it's not good to compare yourself don't compare yourself with the Joneses, and don't try to keep up with the Joneses. Because those red bottom shoes, don't your shoes fit you just fine? And you can walk in them just fine, right? That car that you have, don't it drive the same as a Bentley? I mean, not the same as a Bentley. All right, y'all, I'm sorry. Don't it get you from point A to point B just as a Mercedes, a BMW, a Lexus, a Bentley, or any of that was? Don't it get you to the next destination, your next destination, just like that car would? Your house. Don't you have a foundation? You know, when you have a foundation, excuse me, when you have a foundation, nobody can take that from you. You have a home. Don't the heat in your home work the same as a heat in a $300,000 house or $1 million home? Heat is heat, right? So don't compare yourself to anyone else. Don't worry about when you're starting off and you see, because we all remember. If you have a channel, we all remember when we had 5 subscribers and stuff, and like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? And with that said, I just want you to remember one last thing, and that is have fun, be humble. We need more of that in the world today. And pray for your channel, because I pray for mine. And you know what? You can do it. If you are just starting out from YouTube, or whether, we're in this together. We're new creators, or whether you're a seasoned YouTube creator. Look, we all have to start somewhere. We all started somewhere. We all started with 0 subscribers. We all started with 0 views. Just know that you can do it. You can do it. And I wish you so much luck, success, peace, and hair grease, y'all. You know I do. So, anyway, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this information. I hope you got something out of this. Just a little quick tip, a few quick tips. And I wish you so much joy in your life. I really do. You all stay blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I got something coming up for you all. It's a little funny, but anyway, I got something coming up for you all. But you all take care of yourselves.